This is the sound of one voice. One spirit, one voice. The sound of one that makes a choice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of voices too. The sound of me singing with you, helping each other to make it through. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices three. Sing together in harmony, surrendering to the mystery. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of all of us. Sing with love and a will to trust. Leave the rest behind, it'll turn to dust. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of one voice, one people, one voice, a song for every one of us. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our First Parish online Vesper service this evening. Our tech tonight is being handled by Rebecca Keller-Scholl, and I'm Darrah Bryans, the First Parish ministerial intern. And we're both part of a rotating leadership team for these Thursday Vesper services. Vespers is one of the traditional monastic prayers of the hours at sunset. In our UU Vespers, we may have poetry, music, readings, meditations, prayers, blessings, and always contemplative practice. We mute all but the leader to create sacred space, and we record our service so that we can share it with others on YouTube. You may stop your video if you wish to be off camera. Should you have a problem with hearing or seeing something, please bring it to the attention in the chat. And if today's technology doesn't work, well, we ask for a little bit of grace because your leaders don't always get this down right, and we appreciate your understanding and your grace. And you know what? Mistakes happen and it's all okay. So let us begin. We'll start with our chalice lighting. Our reading for the chalice lighting is going to come from Francis Coser, who is queer, disabled, Canadian, UU, and political activist. So our chalice reading is a chalice lighting for dark and light. May we light this chalice this evening to remind us of the power and beauty of balance and contrast. It is darkness that can make the flame of a single candle so powerful, and light that deepens those shadows in turn. A chalice flame is the meeting point, the union of the refuge, safety, and incredible beauty of darkness, and the warmth, the assurance, and the joy of light. May this act of lighting our chalice this evening remind us that we are stronger together in all of the complexities and the disagreements of relationship, because we are different and because we are one. Please settle into the present moment, and through the power of music, our centering song this evening is Come Healing. It's a Leonard Cohen song that is being sung by First Unitarian Brooklyn.
Oh, gather up the brokenness and bring it to me now. The fragrance of those promises you never dared to vow. The splinters that you carry, the cross you left behind. Come healing of the body, come healing of the mind, and let the heavens hear it, the penitential hymn. Come healing of the spirit, come healing of the limb. Behold the gates of mercy in arbitrary space, and none of us deserving the cruelty or the grace. Oh, solitude of longing, where love has been confined. Come healing of the body, come healing of the mind. Oh, see the darkness yielding that tore the light apart. Come healing of the reason, come healing of the heart. Oh, troubled dust concealing and undivided love, the heart beneath is teaching to the broken heart above. Let the heavens falter and let the earth proclaim. Come healing of the altar, come healing of the name. Oh, longing of the branches to live
So let us now join in the time of our joys and sorrows. We will light a candle for each, the joys and the sorrows, and prayers for the world. But let's begin by just taking a deep breath together, in and out. Then another, in and out. Let's release the tension in our body, our jaw, our shoulders and limbs, as we breathe in and out our prayers. So as we breathe together, bring into your hearts any sorrows and joys you're carrying with you this week, as we hold this space for our community and for the world. We begin by lighting a candle for all of the joys, all the things large and small that gladden our hearts. Next, we will light a candle for the sorrows, for those tragedies and troubles that weigh heavily on our hearts. We light the second candle. And tonight we light a candle for the world, for all the troubles and struggles all the way across this country and globally. We light a candle for the war-torn areas, for COVID-19, for the coup in Peru. Sorry, I was trying to remember where that was. And for all the troubles globally, we light a candle. As we continue our breathing and our contemplation, I offer this prayer from Marielle Cleary. It's called Acknowledgement of Limitations. Spirit of darkness and contemplation, knowing that we do not always live up to our best expectations of ourselves, let us in this quietness seek the good within, which some called the inner light and some a spark of the divine. Knowing that we live in a society which falls far short of the ideal, let us in this quietness resolve to do one thing this week to aid those suffering from want and injustice. Knowing that the earth is our home and that we have too often abused and poisoned it, let us in quietness consider how we might be part of making it more healthful for all living things. Knowing that each of us has some sorrow or anxiety hidden within, let us consider in quietness how we may reach out to one another with our smiles or our hand clasps and our encouraging words. Let us take a quiet moment to reflect on the joys and sorrows in our own lives and in the world. May it be so, and amen. Our reading this morning, I apologize. I swear I'm never going to get used to saying evening. Our reading this evening, it's even written in my script evening, and I'm still saying it wrong. It comes from In Celebration of the Winter Solstice, and it's written by Stephanie Noble. Do not be afraid of the darkness. Dark is the rich, fertile earth that cradles the seed, nourishing growth. Dark is the soft night that cradles us to rest. Only in darkness can stars shine across the vastness of space. Only in darkness is the moon's dance so clear. There is mystery woven in the dark, quiet hours. There is magic in the darkness. Do not be afraid. We are born of this magic. It fills our dreams that root, unravel, and reweave themselves in the shelter of the deep, dark night. The dark has its own hue. its own resonance, its own breath. It fills our soul, not with despair, but with promise. Dark is the gestation of our deep and knowing self. Dark is the cave where we rest and renew our soul. We are born of darkness, and each night we return to the deep, moist womb of our beginnings. Do not be afraid of the darkness, for in the depth of that very darkness comes the first glimpse of our own light, the pure inner light of love and knowing. As it glows and grows, the darkness recedes. As we shed our light, we shed our fear and revel in the wonder of all that is revealed. So do not rush the coming of the sun. Do not crave the lengthening of the day. Celebrate the darkness here and now, a time of richness, a time of joy. Here ends our reading. So maybe from the chalice lighting and our reading, you're getting the point that we are in the final weeks of lengthening nighttime. We are in the time of darkness, and we are going to just lean into it and revel in it and enjoy all that the darkness brings tonight. So our nights continue to get longer, our days get shorter, and I don't know about you, but these late afternoons, not even that late, but the darkness that's coming early sends me inside with the feeling of wanting to burrow into a comfy sofa and a warm blanket. It's a time that encourages us to look inward. And darkness to me is a little bit funny that way, because we often see darkness as something sinister, but there's so many things we can't do, we can only do in the dark that we can't do during the daylight hours, some of which were in our reading, that we can't stargaze during the day, we can only do that at night. And the darkness fosters mystery and wondering. In the dark, we also need to rely on our other senses. We can't see where we're going, so we have to put out our other senses. What can we hear? What can we smell? What can we feel? So far from sinister, darkness opens up our other senses and encourages us to turn inward. So this evening, our spiritual practice is going to be a guided meditation, and it was written by Sherry Wood, and I got this from the worship web on the UUA website. So if you're comfortable doing so, because this is a practice about darkness, I encourage you to turn off some lights, and if not sitting in complete darkness, at least darken the room so there's not as much light to intrude on our meditation. I'll give you a second or two to go ahead and do that if you'd like. So we will begin. I invite you to enter a period of quiet for a guided meditation. You may wish to adjust your position so that your spine is straight and your body relaxed, your hands resting gently in your lap. You will probably want to close your eyes and shut out any distractions of light if there is some still. Let us take a few deep, slow breaths and begin. With vision muted, notice what your other senses are telling you. You may feel a sense of pressure in your back or in your sitting bones, where your body comes in contact with your chair. You may have feelings of tightness in your shoulders along the jawline. Release any areas of tension that you notice. Soften the neck and the swallowing muscles. Release the tension you feel in your abdomen, imagining the inner organs in your belly letting go of tension. Soften your eyes. Let them feel warm and relaxed as if floating in a pool of water. Inhale. Exhale. You may notice strange sensations, such as a tingling in a muscle or a ticklish feeling on the skin. Whatever comes to your awareness is okay. Just acknowledge it in silence. Let us turn our attention to the sounds around us. What do you notice in this space? You may hear your own breathing or your growling stomach. Perhaps you hear someone else in the room or in the house with you. Maybe a car is passing on the street or the wind is blowing. Having acknowledged these outward sounds, let us turn our focus inward now. Thoughts may float through your consciousness. You can just let them float on by. Feelings may bubble up from some deeper place with you. You don't have to name the feelings or put words to it. Just notice if there's anything there for you with gentle acceptance. Now imagine your body and mind are filled with darkness and silence, like the deep, dark night in the wilderness. Take comfort in the stillness, the restfulness of this space within you. Don't try to make anything happen. Just rest in this inner darkness, knowing that you are safe in this moment. You can simply be. Breathe in and out. And in this quiet corner within, let us sense the healing powers of the body, the amazing ability of our soft animal body to restore damaged cells, to create new healthy cells, to bring balance to systems that have gotten out of balance. Let us acknowledge too the creative powers of our minds and our hearts. From the mysterious inner regions comes all poetry, all music. From the inner dark emerges all sculptures and dance. All the art and cultures that are the heritages of humanity. Even consciousness itself, the great unsolved mystery of science, resides in the deep unknown of ourselves. Continue to be with your breath and a still, quiet mood as you rest a while longer in the darkness, with humility and awe and gratitude for all the powers of the darkness within yourself. We will rest in this darkness as we listen to our musical meditation of Es ist ein Ros entsprungen, performed by Voices 8.
Es ist ein Rosensturm.
When you're ready, I invite you to bring your focus and your awareness back to your body and this gathering, and gently open your eyes. If you have turned your lights off, I invite you to add light back into your room. Our closing words this evening are coming from poet, artist, and Methodist minister Jan Richardson. It's a blessing for traveling in the dark. Go slow if you can, slower, more slowly still, friendly, dark, or fearsome, this is no place to break your neck by rushing, by running, by crashing into what you cannot see. Then again, it is true, different darks have different tasks. And if you have arrived here unawares, if you have come in peril or in pain, this might be no place for you should dawdle. I do not know what these shadows ask of you, what they might hold that means you good or ill. It's not for me to reckon whether you should linger or you should leave, but that is what I can ask for you, that in the darkness there be a blessing, that in the shadows there be a welcome, that in the night you be encompassed by the love that knows your name. Amen. Thank you for joining us this evening. I hope you've enjoyed our Vesper services. And if you'd like, you can type your good nights and goodbyes in the chat for one another. And please do stay and join in our closing song if you would like. The closing song is the Canticle of the Turning, and it's performed by the University of San Diego Choir. Good night, everyone.
Everywhere we sing this song, it just is a song about reaching out and being there for others. And so when I thought about a song that...
You don't get right to the song. Sorry about that.